Right, let's do this quickly. Erling Haaland scored again this afternoon. It's 20 goals for the season. He's so good. He's so good at scoring goals. He's going to break every record imaginable. We may as well just dedicate the entirety of the Guinness Book of World Records to that man now. Okay, that's the end of that. Surprisingly, this afternoon isn't actually about Haaland, despite him scoring another goal. It's getting a little sad now. Instead, it's about Philip Foden and João Cancelo, which at this point is one of the best put together left-hand sides of football in the world, which is crazy to say because one of them was born in 2000. See, at the start of this season and maybe towards the back end of last season, there have been a couple of questions on whether or not another player could step into Phil Foden's position and maybe contribute a little bit more to this City side in terms of goal contributions, because look, we know Phil Foden is an amazing player. He fits into Pep Guardiola's system so well. This pressure that's around him is probably due to the amount of hope that England fans have put on him, the quality we've seen from him from such a young age. He's silenced any of those doubts, any of those critics in the recent weeks, because he got a hat-trick in the Manchester derby. He got another goal today, an assist as well. He's contributing for fun at this point, and it's not just, scoring a goal on the back end of a 4-0 win. He's opening the scoring, which takes some type of player to really break the deadlock, make the game 1-0, and to really get your team going. And that's exactly what he's doing for this City side at the minute. And then you've got that level of talent combined with the likes of Cancelo. It's just deadly on that left-hand side. And a lot of English media likes to concentrate on English fullbacks because we are very blessed in that position. But Cancelo is doing it better than anyone else in the world right now. I mean, his level of technical ability on the ball is amazing. Like inside the foot, outside the foot passes, getting crosses in from deep. And number 7 at fullback, that feels weird, but he sort of deserves the number, the amount of creativity that he offers this City side. And we've seen fullbacks in Pep Guardiola systems be so vital before, about how they squeeze the pitch. They play basically in the midfield at times. He is essentially a winger, a fullback, and a midfielder all in one. And he sort of goes criminally under the radar in the league. And he contributed massively again today. So in the end, Manchester City got a 4-0 win at the Etihad versus Southampton. But one thing I didn't like was sort of the narrative that had already been written pre-game by big pundits and analysts that Southampton were just walking into a slaughterhouse this afternoon. And I understand where it's coming from, because Man City are showing levels of football we haven't seen before in the Premier League, with a striker that's scoring goals for fun, and they're going up against a Southampton side which look lackluster and perhaps have a manager that's 1 foot out the door already. I mean, we'll speak about that in a minute, but it just feels a little lazy to build these narratives before a ball has even been kicked, We know that Manchester City are great, and we know that Southampton are looking a little stale at the minute, but Southampton are an established Premier League side with some exciting youth prospects and show a little bit of quality at times, and in the past have gotten decent results against Manchester City. So I just expect a little bit of creative analysis, a bit more detail to show me, well, how can Southampton maybe blunt Manchester City this afternoon? How might they steal a point at the Etihad? Build some stories rather than just highlighting the gap in quality between two teams, which really shouldn't be there. Like, we should have a competitive league. Like I spoke about in a couple videos beforehand, we should have a competitive league where it's not just expected that one team is going to win 9-0. That shouldn't be a normal result. That is a freak result that shouldn't happen again. So just briefly on Southampton, that's another loss, 4 consecutively this season, and it looks like Ralph Hasenhüttl might have 1 foot out the door, which I have a couple of questions for whether or not he should be fired, because you've really got to ask, well, where does Southampton want to be? What are their goals? What are their expectations? And why can't Ralph Hasenhüttl bring them there, get them there? And I do think he should be sacked, but not due to the fact that they want to get further up the table, which I think they should be, aiming for. But that's not why they should sack good old Ralph. I think it's because, to me, there's just a weird air at the club. He's already had 2 9-0s, and it feels as though he's playing a type of football which doesn't inspire the fans. It's not exciting to watch. It's stale. That's what it is. It's stale, and they need a breath of fresh air, because I do think there's potential in the Southampton side to at least, push for mid-table and go from there. I just don't see them regaining any sort of momentum under the manager at the minute, and I think a fresh start would do them good.